my name's Dale and this is Dale's Addiction. Today I am bringing you a video that I was tagged to create by the fabulous Steph from Handbagholic. And that is kind of counting down my 7 oldest luxury bags, how much I paid for them, what I think of them now, and do I still use them? Were they worth it? Let's see. The first piece that I have is from December 2011. And if you've watched my channel, you will know this already. It's the Speedy 30 in epi leather ivory. Now this bag pretty much stays in a dust bag in a storage area in my wardrobe because I just don't feel like I can sell it because it's been sparred. I keep it. I don't know why I keep it. I could use it. I have used it a few times. It's kind of blowing me out, isn't it? All that white. I purchased this for $1,360. A full leather bag for $1,360. Well, I didn't purchase it. My now husband and I purchased it back then for Christmas. That is so cheap. That is ridiculously cheap. You know, I think the Coach bag that I had before this was even more expensive. It was like $1,500 and it was like a fuchsia color. If I can find a photo of me, I'll pop it in here. But yeah, I still have this. I very rarely use it. I used it a whole lot when I had it. It was my everyday bag. Now I find it quite clunky as an everyday bag, but I do carry a lot of my bags top handle. I think the size of it, maybe, it's, you know, it's not that user friendly. You can sling it over your arm, but it is hard to find things. I don't know, it's not my favourite bag style, but when I didn't know any different, I thought it was fabulous. The fact that this was $1,360, and I think the new ones coming out are going to be like well over $3 or $4 grand or something. That's just crazy to me. I think you can get some really good pre-loved ones, but they're still a lot more than $1,360, or are they? I saw some from around $900. I've done a video on the new Louis Vuitton pre-fall winter collection that's going to drop, I guess, what, August, September maybe? So I will link that video above and below if you want a bit of a comparison. But yeah, this is my oldest. Bought from the luxury boutique, I should say. She's kind of retired. If anything, I keep it for sentimental reasons. Even though I say I'm not sentimental. Perhaps the new pre-fall drop will give me an excuse to get it out and wear it a little bit more. My next oldest bag I bought in 2012 from Chanel in New York City. I went to Bergdorf Goodman's. I saw this bag and I'm like, I'm not buying it from Bergdorf's. I want to buy it from Chanel. And so I marched up to Chanel. I had the model number and they went out the back and found it for me. Now, I still have the original box and packaging, but it was not the experience that you get now with all the beautiful accordion paper. It was literally just thrown in some tissue paper in the dust bag and in the box. It was pretty basic, but it's the only packaging that I bought back from that New York trip, and I spent a lot of money on that trip. This bag is made of lamb. It has a large and small quilts. It has tweed patchwork kind of detail on it. It is a seasonal flap. It has ruthenium, shiny ruthenium hardware, and it has a strap drop that allows you to wear it crossbody very easily. And I am a average height, 166 centimeters, curvy gal, and it works perfectly on me. The inner flap is the beautiful soft lamb leather. I've got an organizer inside, but the rest of the bag is lined in a satin fabric, and it just has a zipper pocket at the back. I paid $3,000 for this bag. $3,000, and that was US dollars, and at the time the Australian dollar and the US dollar were at parity, so that was a absolute steal. I couldn't believe how cheap it was, even though it was more than twice as much as my first luxury bag. It was New York City, it was Chanel, and I was all for it. So the detail on this is, I think, for winter 2011, because I bought it late, like after the season in May 2012. So I believe that that's when it came out, and it's just glorious. This is a bag that I constantly think, should I keep it? And because I only wear it very rarely, I used to wear it a lot, and it has definite signs of wear on it. But I remember what attracted me to this, and it's a great reminder to embrace your personal style. I just couldn't get my head around Chanel and why it was so sought after, because it was so different to what I liked in fashion. And when I saw this, I went, oh my God, that's the perfect Chanel flat bag for me. Little did I know that I'd buy some classics later on. Now the next one is going to kill you as well. The next bag I think I picked up in 2016, 2016. And I specifically wanted a Chanel wallet on chain. I wanted something small, easy to grab and go, something I could take from day to night. And I went into the store and I said, I want to buy a wallet on chain. What have you got? And they showed me what they had, and it wasn't hard for me to choose this one. Again, if you know my aesthetic, you know why. This is called the Golden Class. It has this different latch on it than a classic Chanel walk, which is usually a press button or now a magnetized clasp. I love me a little bit of a statement. So I like that, and it means that the bag actually is very secure. When you fill it up with things, it's not going to pop open. It has this really tiny, tiny grain caviar. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very, very small and fine. And I'll show you compared to another Chanel bag that I have, but super small. The chain is gorgeous. It's small. It looks like jewelry. I wear this thing a bunch. It's got a lot of wear on it. And otherwise, it's a classic, wok kind of layout inside, but it doesn't have the Mona Lisa pocket on the back, which, let's face it, is pretty much useless anyway. I paid $3,800 for this from the boutique. Yep. And now I think a wok is selling for something like $6,000. There's no way this would ever go anywhere. The hardware's worn off. It's been such a worker for me, but it does not look like it's going to fail anywhere. It's a really robust piece. Love it. One of my favorite pieces. One of my most used pieces. Great for travel. Highly recommend. We go on a little run of Chanel, and this final piece being my Chanel classic flap in the jumbo size in black caviar. Very large caviar grain compared to the wallet that you just saw earlier. Super puffy, and silver hardware. This is when I discovered YouTube. So back in 2017, 2018, I started looking for Chanel bags online, and I discovered YouTube, and I discovered the likes of Chase Amy, Migs for All, Sophie Chohet. Everybody had. I discovered Mel in Melbourne, Isabel Style. I think her channel name used to be different back then. Anyway, I discovered all of these YouTubers, and everyone was raving about the jumbo and obviously the mini rectangular, which I did have and sold. And the more that I watched videos, the more I thought the jumbo was for me. I like the oversized kind of novel nature of this. I like the fact that I could dress this in a really casual kind of grungy way. Like a done but undone style is how I describe my personal style. So I think that the jumbo works really well with that, because it doesn't have that prissy, ladylike kind of look about it. It means business. It is a fairly hefty bag. I bought mine pre-loved. As I said, I did a bit of research, and I looked at brand new options, my ability to get a brand new one. And at the time on the pre-loved market, they were super, super competitive. I think I got it for like $3,000 less than retail. So this is a 2012 model. I cannot remember what series that is. I'm not up with all of that information. So I got it, 5 years old? Perfect condition. The whole set from the purse affair for 5,500 Australian dollars. And now they retail for like 18,000. And this bag looks pristine. I have worn it. I've used it. It is not pristine in terms of how much it's been worn. There's a little bit of corner wear, but super robust. Like, it does not compare to the quality of Chanel bags that you see today. And yeah, this is one that won't leave my collection. I have considered it a few times, but every time I carry it, I'm happy. I carried it just yesterday. I'll pop the look up here. And yeah, I think now that I'm going to be working in an office nearly every day, I think this could be a contender for one of my new work bags because I don't have to cart a laptop around all the time. Now, one that I do not have with me, but it has not been sold as yet. It's with Connor. It's my Valentino camera bag I purchased in 2018 at the Le Bon Marché department store in Paris. And this bag, I'm selling it because I bought it on holiday for holiday, and I tend to like to buy a bag for holidays. I know it's a stupid thing, but I do, and it hasn't sold yet, and I'm feeling like I might just ask him to bring it back. It's a beautiful neutral colour. It's so easy to wear. It's pretty roomy. I love the hardware detail on it, and actually, let me just send a text right now. We'll see what he says about that. Okay, the penultimate bag in this list is a Louis Vuitton favourite. Now this one, I have my receipt here, it was purchased in 2018 as well, June 2018, so just after I got back from Spain. I was looking everywhere for this bag when I was in France and Spain, and I couldn't find it, and it was discontinued shortly after, so maybe that's why. This is the MM size. It's a pretty basic bag. It is Louis Vuitton monogram, has a magnetic closure. It has a gold chain that you can detach and move to one side and wear as a wristlet, but it's not fully detachable. However, you can just tuck it inside of the bag if you like. I like it being outside. I purchased an additional vachetta strap. It comes with a vachetta strap, which is quite short. I wanted a longer one. And then inside, got a receipt. It literally is just a big open kind of grosgrain fabric space with one slip pocket on the back. This is the easiest grab and go bag you will find. It is perfect to wear as a clutch, crossbody, on the shoulder, over the shoulder, in the crook of the arm. You can do a whole bunch of things with it. Guess how much this was? It's insane. 1,430 Australian dollars. Brand new. I couldn't believe that I travelled around the world and I got back to my local boutique and I was telling them how I couldn't find it, and they're like, we have one. How crazy is that? This is one again. I will never sell it. I love it. It's a perfect grab and go bag. If you see these on the resale market, they're usually priced around $1,800 to $2,200, so they have retained their value. They're highly sought after. They're so easy to use. Highly recommend. Louis Vuitton favourite MM. Okay, and the final bag that I still have in my collection but I rarely use now is my Louis Vuitton World Tour Neverfull MM. I use this a hell of a bunch, and you can tell that because all my leather is super squishy now. When you first get these bags with the treated leather, usually with the damier ebene, if you're not getting a world tour style, then the leather is super hard and rigid. It digs in, it's horrible. It digs into your arm, digs into your shoulder, and you know you've done your work on these things, like wearing in a pair of Doc Marten boots when the leather is nice and soft and pliable. So she has had her wear. She's got a bunch of pink stickers on. She's got dogs carrying shopping and name tags and the Statue of Liberty because I love New York. The reason that it hasn't been worn so much is because I bought the Louis Vuitton Neverfull in the GM size, which is here. However, this one has my name on it, so it won't be going anywhere, and I do think again in my new office job that I will be using this a bit more because I don't have to carry as much with me. And I love the little whimsy touch it has. I love monogram with black leather trim. It just looks really fresh and it gives it a totally different look than with the vachetta. No regrets on this. I spent 2,400 Australian dollars on this. I don't know how that compares to today's prices, but I'm sure if you're in the market for a Neverfull you would know. So I spent 2,400 on this in 2018 18, and a couple of years ago I bought this one pre-loved, 10 years old, in great condition for just 1,000 Australian dollars. So, you know, you can never tell what kind of deal you're going to get. Hold on, Connor's just written back. Yes, I can keep it. Awesome, it's not been sold. Well, that's good. So yeah, they're my 7 oldest bags. Now they are all officially still in my collection. It seems like back when I was starting to buy, I probably made much more informed decisions. Even if I'm not using them now, they all got a lot of wear. That was kind of back in the day where I didn't have a big collection. I was just had one bag and I would wear it all the time. Remember those days? Yeah, too long ago. Life would be so much simpler if they were still the days I was living in today. I'm sure some of you are still living in that time, and good for you. Enjoy those bags. I think the pressure to keep things pristine for resale value is just, it's not a way to live if you're a handbag lover. It's been nice to go down memory lane and see how much I was able to get for my money when I was purchasing luxury handbags back at the beginning. The fact that they're all still here is really interesting to me, and I showed them to you in chronological order. Tell me, what is your oldest luxury handbag? Do you still own it? Do you still love it and wear it? How much did you pay for it, and how much does it go for now? I'd love to hear about your stories in the comment section down below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I put out videos on Wednesdays and Sundays, and sometimes some extras. I would love to see you back here for those videos. Until then, ciao!